You know when you click a button in your financial software and get instant sales data? It feels kind of like magic, right? Well, it's not. Today we're popping the hood to show you the powerful engine that actually runs modern financial tech. We're going to look at everything from its core accounting rules all the way up to the secure cloud where it all lives. Let's dive in.
So let me ask you this. When you approve a purchase order from your desk, or your head of sales checks their dashboard from their phone, what is actually going on behind the screen to make that happen? What's the system that makes sure every single number is instant, it's accurate, and it's totally secure? That is exactly what we're going to break down right now.
All right, first things first, let's talk about where all your data actually lives. Modern financial software is what we call software as a service, or SaaS. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like Netflix for your company's finances. You don't own a bunch of DVDs, right? You just stream what you need when you need it. And in the same way, your financial data isn't just stuck on one computer in the back office anymore. And this right here shows you just how big of a deal that shift is. The old way, having your data on-premise, was frankly a huge risk. Your entire business's financial history could be sitting on a single desktop under someone's desk. If that hard drive fails, oh, you were in a world of hurt. But the modern way, SaaS in the cloud, means your data is safe, it's backed up, and it's accessible anytime, anywhere by anyone on your team who's supposed to see it. It is a total game changer for getting work done. Okay, so we've established your data is safe and accessible in the cloud. But what are the rules of the road? What makes it trustworthy? Well, that brings us to the logic layer. This is the real brains of the whole operation. And this isn't just some clever code. It's a system built on the absolute gold standard principles of accounting to make sure every single number is dead on correct. At the very heart of all of this is a concept that's been around for over 500 years, double entry accounting. It's the bedrock of all modern finance for a very good reason. For every single transaction, there's a debit and a credit. Just picture a financial seesaw. If money goes into one account, it has to have come from another. And this simple but incredibly powerful rule ensures your books are always, and I mean always, perfectly balanced. And here's the beautiful part. The software enforces this rule for you, automatically. This isn't just a guideline, it's a hard-coded command. If a transaction is even a penny off, if those debits and credits don't match exactly, the system just won't let you save it. This imbalance check is literally like having a tiny digital accountant looking over your shoulder 24/7, catching human errors before they can ever become a problem. The system is also really smart about handling both cash and accrual basis accounting. So how does it do that? It's actually pretty simple. The database just records two different timestamps. One for when an invoice is created, that's your accrual view, and another separate timestamp for when the payment actually hits the bank, that's your cash view. This lets you, as a business leader, toggle between these reports instantly to get different strategic insights, all without ever having to change the underlying data. So we've got a rock-solid accounting foundation. But your financial software doesn't live on an island, right? How does it talk to all the other tools your business relies on? Well, that is where the technical layer comes in. Think of this as the bridge that connects your finances to your bank, to your sales CRM, to your inventory system, creating one seamless integrated operation. All this communication happens using something called an API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. The easiest way to think of it is as a universal translator, or maybe even a universal power adapter. It lets all these different software programs, which were built by different companies and normally wouldn't be compatible, connect and share data with each other. It's pretty amazing.
You know, the classic analogy, and it's a classic for a reason, is that an API works just like a waiter in a restaurant. Your app is the customer, and it places an order for some specific data. The API is our waiter. It takes that request over to the server, which is the kitchen. The server whips up the data you asked for, and then the API delivers it right back to your applications table. It's just a super efficient, super reliable messenger service for your entire digital world.
And what language is that waiter speaking? Well, it's called JSON. It's just a really lightweight and secure way to package up data for transport. So when your financial software pulls in your latest bank transactions, it's not doing some clumsy screen scraping. No, it's exchanging these neat, secure little JSON packets directly with the bank's server. It's clean, it's direct, and it's reliable.
Now, all this amazing connectivity is great, but it probably brings up a pretty big question in your mind. How on earth is all of this data kept safe? And that leads us to maybe the most important layer of them all, security. Because let's be honest, all the cool features in the world don't mean a thing if your financial data isn't locked down tight.
So first off, your data is protected using 256-bit SSL encryption. To give you some perspective on that, this is the exact same bank-grade standard that major banks use to protect your personal online banking. What that really means is, if a hacker somehow managed to intercept your data while it's traveling to the cloud, all they would see is a completely unreadable wall of gibberish.
And on top of that encryption, the system uses something called role-based access control. This is so practical. It means an administrator, maybe the business owner or the head of accounts, can set really specific permissions for every user. For example, a warehouse manager can be given access to see inventory levels to manage stock, but they can be completely blocked from seeing sensitive data like profit margins. It ensures that people only see exactly what they need to do their job and nothing more.
So let's just recap the whole thing. Modern financial software really stands on 4 key pillars. You've got the time-tested accuracy of double-entry accounting, the go-anywhere flexibility of the cloud, the powerful connectivity of APIs, and the absolute necessity of bank-grade security. It's this combination that gives you a complete and, more importantly, a secure view of your entire business.
Look, understanding these layers isn't just about being tech-savvy. It's about being able to trust the tools you use every day and really use them to their full potential. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. Now that you've seen how a modern system is built from the ground up for accuracy, for flexibility, for security, is your current system really ready for what's coming next?